Welcome to the Biblical Parenting Coaching Program. This is the fall 2020. And we've got some great people in this training. I'm grateful to be working with you folks. I've trained over 300 coaches. We've all followed the same plan. I use the same plan every week as I'm working with clients. You're going to find this to be really helpful, and you're going to see some miracles take place in the lives of the people that you're working with. So not only watch your family, but watch the other families that are going on here. Let's see what's going on. Now, if you get to know the people in the group, then you'll see that people are from all over the world. So you should have introduced yourself already in the virtual water cooler channel, so we know who's who, and you can get to know people. And also notice they have different occupations and they come from different backgrounds. So take a look at the different people that are involved in this program. That'll help you as you're trying to understand more about how to work with them and ongoing. The goal of this video is to answer a lot of small questions and to get you up and running so you understand how we're going to work together. That's my goal. And so I want to share with you several details you'll need to know. First of all, please don't email me during this program. There's no reason to communicate with me by email. And if you send me an email, I'm probably going to just send back you to an email. Please ask this question or make this comment in Slack. Slack is our vehicle for communicating together. And there's two sections in Slack. There's the upper section where all the channels are. That's where we're going to do most of our communication. If you have a question for me, ask it in the general questions area or any of the other channels. If it's about your family, ask it in that particular channel. It's okay. Ask a difficult question there. Ask a challenging question. Ask a question about the process. Ask it in the channels. The other part of where we communicate is down below in the direct message area. But I want you to know, if you send me a question in the direct message area, I'm likely to say to you, that's a good question. Please ask it up in the channels so that other people can see my answer. So that's how we're going to communicate together, is in Slack and mainly in the channels. Feel free to send me a direct message. I'm going to tell you how to use the direct messages as well. But just note that most of our interaction is public interaction so other people can see what's going on. And if you have a question, other people probably have the question too. So go ahead and ask it. And let me answer it so that other people can hear it. Now, your goal is to get your parent into this program. So if you don't have a parent, you need to be interacting with me so I can provide you with one. If you do have a parent, you want to contact that parent and use the tools to interact together with that parent. So you're going to, first of all, get the signed release form. The signed release form is a document that allows you and me to talk about the case with confidentiality. And when you post about this family you're working with in your channel in the public areas, please don't use their name. Refer to them as the dad or the mom or the son or the daughter, and that way we aren't breaching confidentiality here, and we're sharing that way. Now, here's how you get this release form. Because you're likely not meeting physically with this family, you're meeting over technology. Send it to them by an email. Tell them I've sent you the release form. Please sign it. And then send this release form. After you sign it, take a picture of it and send it back to me. Then you're going to take that picture they sent back. You're going to drag that picture into the direct message area into a conversation with me. And you're going to say, here's the release form for my parent. And put it there so that I have it and we have it on record. So that will be helpful. Now, as you're preparing your parent for the first meeting, you want to do several things. One is send them the where do you want to go form. Now, they can get it on the website in the parent portal, which means I need to step back here for a moment. If your parent does not yet have the parent portal, then you need to send Joanne at biblicalparenting.org. That's her email address, Joanne. Send Joanne an email with your parent's name and their email address and say, this is my parent, please enter them into the parent portal. They have access to this parent portal. It's free for them during the program, and they will lose it when it's done unless they pay for it. That's different than most of your clients that you will have after this program, because if they're going to get into it, they have to pay the $50 for the parent portal. But these parents didn't pay for it. They will lose it. And you are welcome to have them get into it and they need to get into it for this program, so send Joanne that message. Now, once they're in, they have the Where Do You Want to Go worksheet. That Where Do You Want to worksheet in lesson 1 or week 1 is the material that will help form their thinking about looking at a goal, not just looking at the problems. But I want to warn you that the thing that they put on there that they want to work with is not necessarily what you're going to work on in week 1. In week 1, we're going through a program, a structured program. It's important that we're going to do that. So you might say to a parent who says, my child's really angry, you say, okay, we're going to work on that. I'm going to set that aside for now. We're going to work on week 1. And so it's very important that you understand that what they write on that document doesn't necessarily determine what you're going to do in week 1. What it's going to do is you're going to guide them, and we're going to get to that problem usually in week 4, but not in week 1. Keep that in mind so you don't get sidetracked. Also, before you meet with your parent for the first time, you likely want to have them do the Child Behavior Index. Go to biblicalparenting.org, and there's a banner at the top that rotates. The second time it rotates, it says measure your child or something like that. That's the Child Behavior Index. Click on it. You can download it. They can download it. You fill it out on paper. It's a little evaluation you do of your child. And then they can take a picture of it and they can send it to you once they've graded it. It's a self-grading assessment. It's very, very valuable for you as you're trying to see what the parent's viewing as the challenges in their child. It's helpful for them in clarifying where they need to go, so use that. But here's why you want to do it in the coaching program. At the beginning, before they even start, you want to know what they're thinking about the problems with their child, and you're going to do it at the end, at week 8. And you're going to see the changes, and the numbers will hopefully have changed. So it's a great way to do some evaluation before and after. Child Behavior Index on biblicalparenting.org. All right, now let's tell you what else we need to do here. Let's talk about the electronic forms. The electronic forms are different than the PDF forms that you can use in this program. They're available to you in the channel above, and they're also available to you in on the Biblical Parenting University website at the bottom of the first page. So the electronic forms are there. And you can download those forms, and the advantage of the electronic forms is that as you type, they expand as you go. The PDF forms are for printing out if you want to use them for printing, but I encourage you to use the electronic forms, and you'll use them in this program. You can email to your parent the journal forms. Some parents fill out the journal, some don't, but you can use them that way and ask the parent, take a moment and fill out the journal form every week before you meet with me. Now, they won't always do that, and I often meet with parents without the journal form, but at least they're there. You then want to use the status forms for yourself to give you a status of what happened in that week. That's what you're going to send to me. Again, you're going to fill it out, you're going to save it on your computer, and you're going to drag it over into Slack in a direct message to me each week. You're also going to take the content of that out of the form, and you're going to put the text up in your own channel. Or you're going to rewrite it if you want, without names. Down in the form, you can put whatever names you want as you're sending it to me, but the content of it, the description of what's going on in your family, you're going to put up in your channel. Let's talk about your channel for a moment. Every week, you're going to put your status and the updates. You're going to talk about the successes. You're going to talk about what they've learned and the challenges they still have. So those are the 3 categories that you're going to include and describe for us what's happening and then what you decided to do, the assignments you gave to the parent, and so on, so that we can then give you some feedback about that and encourage you as you continue on. Notice in your channel, there's a place for you to put a topic and description in the About section just to the right-hand side of your channel. Once you're in your channel, go over to Details and look at the About, and you'll be able to see the title and description. That's for you to fill out. Please do that right away. As soon as you know what parent you're working with, fill that out and tell us what's going on with that family. This is a homeschool mom with 5 kids. We're working with a second child who is struggling with anger issues or something like that, who's 8 years old. So give us basic information so that as we're reading through all the channels and all the details, we can quickly look up there and get a reference point. Oh, this child's 8. Oh, yes, we were working on anger. Oh, this is a single parent or whatever it is, so that we know what's going on as you're interacting with your family. So write that description up there. That'll help you. Sometimes you may want to work with a second parent in this program at the same time. You can do that, and if you do, then I will create a second channel for you so that and it'll have your name, Bill Smith #2, and there you can interact about the second parent. Each channel represents one parent, so you'll have different channels representing different parents or families that you're working with. That way we can keep the family separate, and the advice we give will stay segregated among the different channels. In this particular training, Kathy Bourbeau has 3 channels. That's very unusual. I've never done that before, allowed a coach to do 3 channels. But Kathy's been through this program before. Kathy works with people extensively. She wants to go through it again. She's got 3 people, so I'm allowing her to do that. Let's see how she manages these 3 parents, and we'll all contribute to helping her do that. But if you want to do a second parent, let me know, and we'll put them into the program. Let me talk to you about how you work with Joanne Miller. Joanne Miller's sole responsibility in regards to this program is to get your parent into the program and to solve any problems that happen with Biblical Parenting University access and so on. She has no idea about your caseload. She doesn't know who you are unless you've introduced yourself to her somehow. If you have a problem in this program, talking to her about it won't do you a bit of good. She's just going to forward the email on to me. So I would encourage, and I'm going to send an email back to you and say, please ask this question in Slack. So don't interact with Joanne Miller about this program. Interact with me. If I think you need to interact with Joanne, I'll send you there. So interact with me about any questions you have or problems you're experiencing in this program. All right, did I cover everything on my list to share with you? I'm excited about what we're going to do. If you get stuck with any technology issues or any problems, talk to me, interact with me. I will solve that and work with you on it. One of the benefits you have, and I want you to know this right from the beginning, is that I would be happy to meet with your client while you listen. So if at some point in the program you would like to do that, I think it would be very instructive for you to hear me work with your client. I'd be happy to do that. We'll talk about that as we go. Usually I won't do that until after a couple of weeks, and you kind of get yourself into it a little bit, and then I'll step in. But if you want me to do that, please let me know, and I'll gladly do that. We're about to see some miracles take place in the lives of families. I just am getting the reports now from all of the ones who were in the summer program, and they are just pumped. These coaches are ready to go out and conquer the world because they have seen miracles take place. When you see miracles take place, you're ready to change the world. God wants to do work in the lives of these families, and it's His grace that He's going to pass through to you so that you can pass it on to others. So let's do a good job here. If you have questions, contact me, and we'll go forward. Enjoy the coaching program.